Let's take a look this week and see what family we've got here.
Hello, this is Mignon family. I'm Frank, 29 years old.
I'm Danielle, I'm 26.
We have 2 children. Frank Patrick, he's 7. Skyler, who's 4.
I had no idea that having kids could be so much different. Don't you hit me! They're not quite as easy as I thought it'd be. You don't hit Mommy! Skyler's very difficult. She's got some rage issues. Skyler! She just goes ballistic. Stop it!
My word.
Frank absolutely does not get as much of our attention because of our daughter.
I'm sad to say I don't spend enough time with my son.
Frank doesn't like to wake up in the morning, and when I do get him up, I have to physically dress him while he's in the bed. Frank, how come you never help me get yourself dressed in the morning?
Because I'm tired.
He's 7 years old. This is way beyond a joke here.
I would just like my family to be happy.
I'm not gonna be good.
Supernanny, help us. We can't stop our daughter's fits. We don't have the answers, and we really need help.
Mum and Dad, I'm on my way. Good morning.
Good morning.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Jo.
I'm Frank.
Good.
This is my wife, Danielle.
Pleased to meet you, Danielle. How are you?
Good.
Very early in the morning, I know.
It sure is.
But I've heard that you've got issues that need to be sorted out regarding the mornings and getting the children up and ready for school.
Sure
so.
do. Joe's presence felt very strong, kind of almost like a principal. I felt as if school was about to begin.
What I would like you both to do today is just to carry on as normal. Make out I'm not here. I'm going to be a fly on the wall, and I'm going to watch and observe you with the children today, okay?
I felt so relieved that Joe was at the house, and I was finally going to get some answers to my crazy household.
And if I'm correct, I think it's school time, right?
Sure is. Sure
Okay,
is.
I'm going to sit back and watch. And the first thing that we did was head towards the bedrooms to wake Frank.
Frank, come on, buddy. It's time to wake up.
Soon afterwards, Mum then went into Skyler's bedroom
Skyler.
and attempted to wake her up.
Come on. Frank, rise and shine. You awake yet? Come on, bud.
I'm going.
Mum told Skyler that she needed to get dressed because she was going off to school today.
The cops are gonna come and get Mommy if you're not at school. Come on.
No!
Skyler, please.
No!
And that's when the fireworks went off.
No!
Don't start in the morning.
I want to get out!
Sky.
I'm not getting dressed. I want my clothes on.
Skyler was clearly running things in this household. What happens now?
Each day of school, it's getting worse and worse. It just went from no shoes yesterday to not getting dressed.
Where is Dad, Danielle?
Getting ready for work.
So do you normally get Frank dressed every morning?
In his bed. He usually won't get out of bed until I physically dress him.
He's a big boy, and yet she was dressing him.
Otherwise, I'll fight with him all morning to actually get out of bed. He won't even get out of bed.
Very suddenly, I realised Frank didn't do much in the morning. Mum did absolutely everything. I mean, really, I don't think anybody really knows where they're going. They're like puppies chasing their tails in the morning.
You gotta find your sneakers. You gotta brush your teeth. Sometimes I'd like my husband to help more. I usually have to take the brunt of the storm by myself. I'm gonna have to have Daddy help me dress you.
Will you pick something out there?
I don't want to wear my new outfit. I don't want to wear the outfit.
But Skyler dug in her heels. I mean, she was having none of it.
I have to leave. I really have to go. Me having to leave for work in the middle of the chaotic portions of the morning is not a comforting feeling walking out the front door.
What does this do to you when you hear Skyler screaming and shouting?
Kills me. It just hurts that I can't fix the problem.
I don't want to go to school.
I hate seeing her cry like that over nothing. It's easier to give her her way because then she'll be fine.
Mum's emotionally drained from all of it.
We are going.
Frank had removed himself from the high-pitched crying. It's quite worrying, actually, that he was on his own, having to make do with Mum, dealing with Skyler.
Do you want me to make your lunch or not? All dressed. You ready? No shoes on, no toothbrush, but we're going. Bye. Saying bye, Nanny.
Well, that took a long time, an hour and 15 minutes to get Skyler up, dressed, and to school. But I very quickly realised Skyler
I want you to finish eating.
controls everybody in the household. Mum allows Skyler to run rings around her.
Skyler. Are you hiding?
So, Frank, do you get much time with Mummy and Daddy to do things? Not really. No?
Pick the pillows up off the floor.
No.
Don't tell me no. Pick them up, please.
No.
Pick them up. Do you want a timeout?
No.
Pick them up, please. Pick the pillows up.
No.
You're gonna go on timeout.
No.
Yes.
No. I want to.
Yes, you do.
No.
Skyler was having a tantrum, plain and simple.
Are you gonna pick them up?
No. No.
You can sit there.
No. My sister's not being a good girl.
After being told for the 4th time, she was sent to the naughty chair, which I was pleased to see, but it wasn't being used correctly because Mum never walks away, and that just adds fuel to the fire.
Get off of me!
What a battle. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy.
Stop it. Sit down.
It was absolutely ridiculous. Skyler hit her mum, and Mum hit her back.
Hey! You don't care. I just feel like I'm gonna battle her forever and she's never gonna quit. I usually let her off. Let go!
No.
Does she always hit, pull your hair and kick
When
and
she's
fight?
spazzing, yeah.
Frank had removed himself, desperately trying to find solitude and really being robbed of any of attention. Do you like listening to that, though? So what was achieved in all of this today?
Nothing.
Does that make you feel as a parent?
Sucks. It's like I know that she wins every time. Because I don't know what works. I've tried so many different things, but none of them work. It's like, is it worth fighting for 2-3 hours? Maybe I'm just not strong enough to do it.
It ended with Danielle desperately needing this hug from Skyler and Skyler desperate to be held as well. But nothing actually got solved.
Hey, Sky.
When Dad came home, it gave me a chance to see how he interacts with his children.
Hey, Sky. She could do no wrong. It's just Daddy's little girl. She's just precious. Everything she does is cute. Hey, Frank. He's always the last one to come greet me if I even get one. Am I interrupting you? First, I want a hello.
Is there much interaction with you and Frank? Do you spend much time doing things in the house?
Watch your mouth.
All right, I'll try.
No, not right now. We don't really interact probably as like a father-son should. Or what are you doing to the couch, Frank? Like I have nothing in common with my son at some point.
Is that how you feel sometimes?
Sure. He really, once again, one-word answers. Never really ever have a conversation with him. Come on, hurry up. I need all those bikes put in the shed for me, buddy.
It became very clear to me that Frank was a lot tougher on his son than he was on his daughter.
I just need it in there, whatever you got to do. Oh, my little helper. Thank you, sweetheart.
Later on in the afternoon, Mum and Dad had organised a barbecue and their friends and family came round.
Can I get a hug?
You say hello, Sky?
Skyler refused to say hello to anybody.
Skyler, come say hello to Sharon, please.
Frank, did you say hi, too?
Frank didn't bother to have any manners. And
You don't need to be playing video games, Frank.
When we have a family member or a friend walk in the door, I feel it's just common courtesy to have everyone greet who's coming in.
It's not very nice. Everybody came over to your house and you're not even saying hello. Skyler, I want you to go sit with the kids, baby. Here, I'll give them.
It's always a fiesta.
No, it's done. No, it's done.
once the barbecue started, the children's behaviour started to decline.
Come on, Frank. Patrick, come say goodbye to everybody. Say goodbye.
No.
Just a hug. You don't have to kiss me.
Just give her a hug.
How about
I don't want a hug.
My kids just have the worst manners.
Danielle and Frank were really embarrassed by their children's lack of manners.
Why does anyone want to come to the house and see you if you're not going to say hello and goodbye?
But they do have really high standards and expectations of their children. They expect them to hug and kiss on demand.
Give him a big hug. Aww.
I feel confident about the issues that the Mignon family need to address, and I can't wait to get started. When I first meet a family, I go in and I watch the dynamics between the parents and the children.
Stop it.
I then approach both parents and we discuss the issues that I think need to be addressed. Danielle and Frank, I've seen more than enough today, so why don't we go through to the dining area and have a talk?
Great. I'm nervous what Joe's going to say to us at the family meeting. I'm sure Joe has a few things that she's seen that aren't correct.
You two are a beautiful, young family, and you should both be very proud as parents.
We are.
But let's start with the mornings. I mean, why bother waking up? 8 years old, and Frank is being dressed. I mean, that's ridiculous. You then go into Skyler. Why do you allow your 4-year-old daughter to power struggle with the pair of you?
She's the baby of the house, and I guess we kind of just let it get away.
I mean, Danielle, it was horrifying. Skyler lost her temper and punched and kicked you and bit you and pulled your hair so hard that you smacked her and shouted at her and you lost control. It's absolutely madness.
I just don't know how to stop her.
We're not just talking about Skyler here. Skyler's got a brother, Frank. Where is Frank in this equation? Frank's gone. Frank just doesn't want to hear the screaming, takes himself off, and Frank is really into his computer game because that gives him attention because he's not getting it from his parents. Emotionally, you're in a desperate situation because so much time is being devoted to Skyler. He needs your attention. He needs your encouragement and your support.
I feel he just needs to be stronger.
You mean take your flak?
To me, boys just seem to be raised different.
You're basically saying that you don't treat your children equally.
She gets on me about it. It's just how it is.
We have to change it.
Let's talk about the social skills with Skyler and Frank. You expect your children to be intimate with people when they don't want to be.
I would like to just see a hello, handshake, hi, acknowledgement.
But you don't set the examples in your own home. Frank, he doesn't do it with his own father. How can you expect him to develop his social skills when he doesn't even do it with you? The pair of you love your kids, but what you have to be is realistic with your expectations.
Joe told us that we completely lost our power to a 4-year-old little girl, and that our son sits on the back burner because all of our attention is focused on our daughter.
So, with a lot of determination, some hard work, let's change the power shift. You guys up for that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, let's get cracking. After observing the family was to go back and to present them with a family routine, which they desperately needed in order to gain some form of structure to their house. Okay, Frank, what does that say out there?
Family routine.
Exactly, family routine. At 6:30, pre-wake up Frank. A pre-wake up call is to gently break your child into the morning before the alarm goes off. What I want you both to do is to take turns in rotating that morning. At 3:15 to 4:15, outside activity. I want to see the kids having some wind down period time from school. Dad, between 4:30 and 5 p.m, I would love you to sit down with Frank and do his homework.
Sure.
Okay? Lots of encouragement and support.
That felt good to know that I have this time slot. I know that this portion of the day is my son and I.
Frank, any questions?
No.
No. Skyler, any questions? Okay. Look what I've got here. What is it? I introduced the reward chart because it's a fun way to make the children reach their goals and earn their rewards. You start to collect your tokens until you reach the levels that say 5, 10, 15 and 20. At the end of each week, the children receive rewards depending on how many tokens they have.
Yeah, I think the rewards is one of the best parts that Joe has showed us because it gives us something good to give to the kids.
Hey, good start.
Skyler, Mommy's cooking dinner.
Danielle started to prepare dinner and Skyler wouldn't let her do so. She wanted to be picked up constantly. She's used to screaming, knowing that you'll pick her up. What you know is it's perfectly fine. And if you pick her up, what you're doing is you're teaching Skyler that every time she behaves this way, it wants you just to pick her up. Danielle couldn't bear Skyler's crying and she broke down. What's this, Laura? What is it that you feel's going on right now?
I just hate hearing her scream.
What's it making you feel right now?
I don't want to give her away, I just hate hearing her cry.
Okay, you feel bad because you are not letting her have her own way, okay? Who's being a good mother right now and getting dinner on the go for the whole family? So, be a positive parent, come down and say, darling, Mummy can't hold you right now, I'm cooking, okay?
It gave me a lot of strength to have Joe there. I break down easily with all the crying and chaos and running, and I just feel like it's never gonna work. When I'm done cooking dinner,
Don't say it!
hold you, go play with Daddy.
Good.
No, Skyler, you don't hit Mommy. That is nice.
Give her a warning and tell her if she does it again, she would go on the naughty chair. I'm behind you all the way here, Danielle. You are taking the power back.
I don't want to go to the gym!
Okay, then you don't hit Mommy.
Watching my daughter taking it so tough, just wanted to grab her, scoop her up.
You need to stay here. It was very hard in the beginning. I don't think I would have been able to get Skyler to stay in the naughty chair by myself now.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go to timeout.
Danielle, bring her back to the area and say, you've heard her. Fair enough, you want to help me, but you need to say sorry for your behaviour before you can help Mummy. It's as simple as that.
You can help Mommy, but you need to say you're sorry first for how you acted earlier. Once you apologize, you can help me.
I'm not sitting down.
Skyler would not apologise and it just dragged on. But Danielle was very persistent and she became increasingly confident.
What do you need to say to Mommy? What do you need to say to Mommy? You can come out of timeout when you apologize. What do you need to say to me?
Sorry.
Thank you.
What was that?
Give me a hug.
When Skylar admitted she was sorry. Hallelujah. The chair worked.
I'm really, really proud of you. Well done. This morning, I arrived nice and early to start the Rise and Shine technique, where I found that Danielle and Frank are both pretty dead, to say the least. The Rise and Shine technique is to make sure that mornings run smooth and are organised. The night before, the children need to choose their clothes and the alarms need to be set. In the morning, the parents need to pre-wake up their children, and that is to open up the door ajar and to put a soft lamp on, and then to gently stir the children to let them know it's time to get up. Once the children have woke up, it's then for them to take the responsibility in making sure that they get themselves dressed, washed, and ready to leave.
Well, you dressed yourself today.
Good job, pal.
I didn't know what to do this morning because Frank actually dressed himself. I had time to, just wake up.
For his first attempt, he managed to get himself up, dressed, and had his bag ready to get on that school bus. Well done. And it was Mum's turn to wake up Skyler, and as far as Danielle was concerned, it was like, brace yourself.
I'm getting nervous. I don't feel like fighting with her this morning.
So what are you going to do then, fight or not?
I'm not.
Okay, let's go then. So she took a great big deep breath and off she went into Skyler's room, and Skyler did not budge.
Come on, baby, it's time to wake up, okay? Got a couple minutes before your alarm goes off.
Done the blinds, the lamp on. That's it.
In the beginning, I was like, Jiminy Crickets, here we go again. I don't even want to begin.
So the alarm clock went off, but Skyler didn't budge at all.
Skyler, come on, honey, we have to go to school.
No.
I want you to put on the clothes that you chose last night.
No.
Come on.
No.
Okay, pull back the duvet cover. Good morning. Good morning. She needs to brush her hair. If she turns around, she's not getting dressed, not brushing her hair. We can go out of the room for 5 minutes, then we come back in.
Skyler, I'd like to see you get dressed for me, sweetheart, and then I want you to go brush your hair, okay?
No.
And I know you can do it.
I'm not.
Well, that's your choice, Skyler. If you want to go to school in your pajamas, that's your choice.
I'm not going to school.
So come and give Mummy a call when you got yourself dressed.
Come and give Mommy a call at the door when you got yourself dressed so I can see, okay?
No.
Okay, that's good, Danielle. Let's relax. What I want to do is let her understand that you are sticking to your guns, okay? Mum stood her ground, but Skyler was not ready to compromise. Is she coming out to you, or are you going in?
She said she was going to get dressed and come out.
Right, okay, fine. Lo and behold, for the first time, Skyler actually got dressed by herself.
You look great. You did that all by yourself?
Fantastic.
And great.
Well done. This is the first morning that Danielle has stuck to her guns and meant what she said and followed through.
I think just getting her up in the morning without a battle to go to school is success in itself. Hey, Skyler, I'm really proud of you.
Skyler never initiates any form of conversation, not even to the point where she'll just say hello and goodbye. This little baby here told me that she wants to say hello to this big baby and she doesn't know how to. So one of the things I did do was to role play with Skyler. Is that hello or goodbye?
That's goodbye. When you're doing this, that's hello.
I asked Skyler to do it herself. She showed me what a hello was and what a goodbye was. What does Bear say? What does Bear say?
Hello.
Hello, that's right. Say, come in. What does Bear say?
Come in.
I think I've made progress in Skyler's understanding of how important it is to say hello and goodbye. This next step in the socialization process is to identify personal space. So, Frank, let's have you in the middle of that orange circle there. It is important that Frank and Danielle do not put pressure on their children to be affectionate towards their friends and family on demand.
Skyler, come say hello to Sharon, please.
Frank, did you say hi too?
Say goodbye.
No.
Give him a big hug. Aww.
I made Frank see what his children see. These circles represent the intimacy that you have with people. When we come into the blue circle, it means that we've already developed the common ground of saying hello and goodbye. When we get to this circle, Frank, that means that I've encroached on your space. How comfortable does that feel?
A little tight in there. To sit in the center of the circle and to look up and see Joe, I felt a little intimidated.
Your children have their own space. They have their own area. And regardless to whether they're family or their friends, they will have their own time in which they feel comfortable to allow that person into their pink circle. Now imagine that you're Skyler and she's this tall. And then she meets an adult and that person comes straight into her space. It's quite intimidating, isn't it?
Intimidating, sure.
I think it was definitely an eye-opener. I'm definitely going to be more aware of the kids' personal space. I'll look at it in a different way than I did before.
I introduced the feelings chart because Frank is often never heard by his parents, so I really want to be able to give him a chance to express himself. If you feel good about something, then I want you to use the happy faces, okay? Mm-hmm. If you feel bad about something or you feel sad, what I want you to do is use the sad faces.
I'm feeling happy today.
You feel happy today?
I'm gonna spend more time with my dad.
Yeah, you are. If Mum and Dad can visually get an idea of what's going on in Frank's head and how he's feeling, they can do something to change that. That's your special chart. These are your special faces. And this is about how you're feeling, because that's what's important. I'm going to leave Danielle and Frank for a couple of days to get on with implementing the techniques. Danielle, take care, yeah?
I'm gonna miss having Joe there tomorrow because I just feel like I need someone to look at and just say, you know, what do I do next?
Support one another through all the techniques. Well, there's no doubt they're going to be tested. And I'm going to be watching them, so let's just see how they get on. I've left Danielle and Frank for a couple of days to get on with implementing the techniques. And I'm going to be watching them, so let's just see how they get on.
Good morning. All right. Getting up, pal. Good job.
Ah, the morning routine. This could be a challenge.
Come on, baby, you hear it? She's not budging.
Frank, that's a big improvement.
I would like you to put these on and come out in the living room dressed and make me really proud, okay? Hurry, hurry.
Yep.
Come on, come on, come on.
Excellent. Frank's off to school.
Love you, pal.
See you, buddy.
But what about Skyler?
Come on, let's go.
No.
Do you want to get dressed or do you want to go to school in your pajamas?
Mommy, no.
Okay, well, I'm going to put your clothes in your book bag. You're going to go to school in your pajamas then? Well, let's brush your teeth so that you don't have stinky breath at school.
No, no.
Come on.
I don't want to brush my
Okay, well, then we're not. We're going to school, though. Come on.
I don't want to go to school.
Bit of a struggle. Skyler's going to school in her pajamas. Way to go, Danielle.
Joe said, you don't need to fight with her every morning. Just take her in her pajamas, and eventually she'll learn. Yeah, my mind was made up. She was going to school, pajamas or not.
Over the next few days, Danielle and Frank continued to use their tokens as rewards.
If Skyler goes gets a haircut, she can get 5 tokens.
I don't know, Mom. 5 tokens?
Stop watching highlights, 2 tokens.
No bribing, Danielle. Let the children feel good about completing their tasks. Later on, Frank sat down with his dad to do his homework.
Shut your mouth and start doing your homework. Is that an A or a C or what letter is that? Fix it.
No.
I've never seen an A with those, that looks like a C.
Because that's how I write.
Start over.
They can't know everything.
No, I know what's right and what's wrong. Just do your homework.
That's what I always did.
We're going to a bad spot with this whole homework thing. Because
Yes,
you don't...
I can't write an A.
Frank, start your homework now.
Then let me write my A.
You write your A, you're going to sit in the naughty chair.
Naughty chair? Why? For what?
Erase it, Frank. Dude, don't cry over writing a word. This is ridiculous. You know what? Sit down.
What do I get it there for?
You heard what I said. Get in
I
there.
don't know what I'm going to do.
You're in timeout. Look at me. You're in timeout for giving me a tough time in homework and for not correcting your A. Giving me a problem on making an A. That's why you're now in timeout. You're in timeout for 7 minutes, pal. And most off you're in timeout for is because you're just a little whiny brat. You're gonna break my chair? Don't break my chair, Frank. You're being a little whiny brat, Frank, over simple homework.
Dad, you are letting your anger get the better of you.
I always write it.
Stop crying now. You sound ridiculous, Frank.
Frank.
Shut your mouth.
Babe.
I don't want to hear him whining.
You just can't, though.
He stopped. It worked. You're in timeout for whining and for not listening about what I needed you to do with your homework. That's why you're in timeout. Now you can get up. And don't whine.
I want to make my A.
So you continue to whine.
Frank, you need a homework assignment. Communication 101. Frank, that was just so unfair. You and I need to talk as soon as possible. Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
All right. I love the part where I go back to the house and show the family the DVD footage because it shows the parents exactly the mistakes they've made and how we're going to amend it. I've been looking at some footage, so why don't we go and sit down in the dining area and discuss what's on this?
Okay.
Okay. Let's take a look and see what we've got here.
Okay.
Come on, baby, you hear it? She's not budging. Do you want to get dressed or do you want to go to school in your pajamas? It's your choice, Skyler. We're going to school, though. Come on.
I don't want to go to school.
Absolutely fantastic. You did it.
I wasn't fighting with her.
No fighting. Skyler's going to school, and if she doesn't put her clothes on, they're going into the bag. You give her the sense of choice. You have made a major leap. Okay, moving on. Let's look at the next one.
I gotta get the haircut. She can get 5 tokens.
I want to cut that's 2 tokens.
That's 2 tokens?
The golden tokens are given when a child establishes that they have achieved a task. Already you've upped the mark of saying, right, what can we get 5 tokens for? What can we get 10? Your children 4 days ago were happy just to get 1 token.
Yeah.
So keep it simple.
Right.
They know everything.
No, I know what's right and what's wrong. Just do your homework.
That's what I always do.
Shut your mouth and start doing your homework. You're in timeout for giving me a tough time in homework and for not correcting your A. The most off you're in timeout for is because you're just a little whiny brat. You gonna break my chair? Don't break my chair, Frank. You're being a little whiny brat, Frank.
You spoke to him with no respect.
I was angry. I don't accept him whining.
You used language that was abusive.
It's just in this situation.
Frank,
I was frustrated.
You need to check yourself, Frank. What I just saw go on there was destructive. It was so negative. You don't recognise the fact that he's whining because he's frustrated and he's in a place right now that he's finding difficult. Danielle, what's your intake on this?
You're always like that with him.
I want everything.
He whines every day, and every day, that is how you handle his whining.
You have a very bright, funny, sensitive child, and you see how well Frank responds to positive praise. Why on earth, Frank, would you not want to give that to your child on a daily basis?
I don't want to be negative. I don't want to go this route. I knew I was going to have a moment like this, and maybe I needed to have a moment like this.
You're the parent, Frank. You can change it. That is why we are doing this.
The way I've done it, I don't like it. I have intentions to change. It's going to be tough, but, you know, I'm willing to do it. After seeing the DVD, I realized that I do need to take a more positive approach.
Has this piece been an eye-opener for you?
It sure has. It's bad, but I feel a good going to come about it. I do.
So what we're going to do is reinforce some of the issues here so we can have you back on track, all right?
Okay.
The first thing that I wanted to do was to pull Dad aside and let him work on his relationship with young Frank. Frank, explain to Dad what that chart's all about.
It's me and my feelings.
I took Frank and young Frank into his bedroom so that he could explain what the happy and sad faces were all about. What this chart's going to do is going to open up communication between you and Frank.
Okay.
It's going to open up that door for you to say, hey, buddy, look, I see you got a sad face there. Look, explain to Daddy why you was feeling sad.
We had a bad homework day.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
OK. Boom, automatically you're in a conversation where the two of you are talking so that it's bringing you two closer together.
Sure. I think the feelings chart is an excellent way to have Frank express his emotions. I think it's great. It really tells me how you feel. And I'll check your chart each night before you go to bed. I want you to know the importance of me knowing about how you feel, because it means a lot to me. I want you to be comfortable with me. And I don't want to yell anymore.
I think my dad's coming nicer to me.
When you two talk to each other, you talk in the proper way that each other can understand. You don't whine. This is what whining is. I know thing.
See, I can't understand that.
And when Daddy can't understand, Daddy gets angry with you, and he shouldn't get angry with you.
Daddy's definitely going to work on controlling myself to allow myself to hear you. Daddy doesn't like the fact that he did get upset with you to the point where I was very angry. I do apologize. Daddies can apologize too.
This was a big step. Dad apologising to his son. He's making progress.
So can you work with me on it?
I'll try.
Good, because I will try too. I feel like I've hit a reset button. I feel like I kind of have a new beginning. I have a new start, a new approach to things.
When you hear him moaning and whining and you think, oh my God, I'm getting irritated by that, just ignore that and come straight in with the encouragement and lots of praise. And that's all stuff that's going to build Frank's confidence.
I do have that inside of me and the ability to do it. Just leave everything at that front door and just pull the good stuff out.
Young Frank had some homework to do and Dad sat with him and gave him encouragement.
This is a spelling test. You ready? Weather.
There was no firm undertones of making Frank feel intimidated by him.
You're writing with some confidence there, huh?
I know. I like it.
Frank's pleased with himself when he achieves his goals, but Frank beams when his dad gives him praise.
100%. Yeah. I felt good after his homework. He was proud of himself, and I think the approach worked. Very proud of you. Thank you.
Some of the family came round.
Who's at the door? Can you please check for me?
For a little party, and Danielle encouraged Frank and Skyler to open the door and say hello.
Hi.
Thank you.
And Skyler, she's like, come in, come in. So that was good. That's all part of the socialization technique.
I love you.
Well done, Skyler.
All right.
Say hello, say hello.
Good job. Look at you.
Parents were far more relaxed this time round. It set the tone in the house.
This is a special pacifier.
And she's holding.
All right, Frank.
Tastes like bubblegum. Try.
That's good. You did, you tried. You just went into big, jolly, silly dad. The kids started laughing. Cool.
Yes.
Expectations are more realistic. The family must have noticed a difference because they used to not even receive a hello or a goodbye.
Skyler, look at Gigi. There's definitely some changes in the kids' behavior with their socializing.
You look funny!
Funny!
It's going to take a while, and it's something I have to keep working at. And I've definitely seen an improvement.
Come here.
Walk to the door, Sky.
Come on.
You gotta say goodbye because JoJo's going now.
Bye.
I think the greatest gift Joe has given me is just an understanding of each of my children. She's just got knowledge that most parents don't have.
It's been a tough journey. When I first arrived here, Danielle was really low. I mean, she was depressed. You hug Danielle.
Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. Keep up the good work. She felt totally out of control when it came to disciplining Skyler, and now she's gained that back. What'd you say to me?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, darling. Which is progress galore. Frank?
Thank you.
Take care.
Joe's made a major impact on our family. I am absolutely grateful to have Joe come into my home and open her eyes.
Can I have a hug? Hello, Frank.
I think things have changed around here because of JoJo.
Bye! Bye-bye. See you. Things have changed around here, and I'm hoping that Danielle and Frank continue with the progress that they've made.
Give me 5. All right. Very proud of you. Let's get dinner ready, Sky. Come on. I feel this whole process has helped my family, for sure. I see smiles on my kids' faces. I see a smile on my wife's face. I feel good. I'm seeing things turn around that I didn't think were possible. You're doing a great job this morning, Frank.
The mornings have been a huge change. Frank gets ready by himself, gets his own breakfast prepared.
I feel proud when I have that.
Skyler's been getting up joyfully. Life in his household has definitely improved immensely. I'm so proud of you.
My parents seem happier because my sister's getting better and nicer.
To see the glow in my wife's face has made this process worth it. The change that I feel as a parent is that my eyes have been opened. I learned that Frank needs positive attention. I need to have patience. Good job, pal. Very proud of you for that. Very proud. I definitely feel a stronger relationship coming on with my son and I.
I'm proud of my family for taking it on. It was a big change for myself, my husband, and the kids, and everyone seems to be doing their part to make it work.